Hello and welcome back to our exam readiness module. As you remember, we've been looking at the 3 R's: revise, review, and reteach. It's now time for us, after revising and reviewing content, to go into reteaching, where we will be teaching important topics again. What does important mean in this context? We'll be reteaching topics with low and partial mastery again, using a different approach. What does low or partial mastery mean? This means anything at 80% or below. If my students from the past example have not been able to label the stages of the water cycle, they have gotten 2 or 3 marks out of 5, I might use a different approach and have them fill in a simple project. Based on the different learning styles, I can also give them a worksheet that they can fill out so they can look at the picture and also understand it better. The same goes for reteaching using a mind map. And finally, using mnemonics so students can remember important information. Here you'll see that tissue paper my assets, TPMA, is used to remember the important valves of the heart. Finally, after you've gone through this cycle of revising, reviewing, and reteaching content, how can you make sure that this effect continues past your weekly intervention with your students? You can do this by helping your students create a STAR study timetable. You and your students might be doing this already since we discussed it during the first module called Cracking the 10th Grade Enigma. Here are some of the questions your students need to ask themselves while creating a study timetable. The first one is, how many days do I have? There are no strict guidelines here, but it should be something that helps your student manage his or her time and have visibility into their priority areas for revision. When you're asking how many days they have, you can help them plan up until the board exams or use a weekly or monthly breakdown. Then think of how many subjects does each student need to prepare for and what are all the topics under each subject. Highlight the topics that the student is currently struggling with. Think of the ones that they find simple and enjoyable. Then, based on whether the student focuses better at night or during the morning, they should allocate subjects and topics. If I struggle with science, I will do one tough topic every morning since that's when I can concentrate better, and then reward myself with a lighter English revision, which I enjoy. In the evening, I will work on math and language exercises. Students should plan in breaks, holidays, and a mix of subjects to keep the timetable from becoming monotonous. This will also help them stay on track, customize the timetable based on their preferences, and reduce stress by ensuring they don't rely on any last-minute cramming. With consistent practice, the study plan will help them raise their self-awareness and lead to long-term planning and time management skills. Based on whether they're doing well or not, post your 3 hour session, have them add in the day's topic to their individual study timetable. This can be done at the end of every lesson. You can also have them share their successes and struggles with staying on track with their timetable. Here's a suggested flow for the 2 hours you spend with your students weekly so you can make the most of every minute. The first 10 minutes can be used for energizing activities and touching base with them. The next 10 minutes for a do now activity to quickly revise last week's topic. And then use half-an-hour slots to revise, review using an assessment, and finally reteach low and partial mastery objectives where the students have scored below 80%. The last 10 minutes can be used by the students to edit their study plans while doing a closing activity with you. In our upcoming Zoom call, we'll be exploring how to create that list of prioritized topics, how to incorporate the 3 hours into a lesson plan, and learning how to create a study timetable so you can do the same effectively with your students. Thank you for your time and patience, and good luck to you and your students.